Welcome back, everyone. I'm Jordan Black with sports. Hope you all had a great Tuesday. While the majority of talk at last week's media days for Mississippi State surrounded the team's starting QB Nick Fitzgerald and his ability to follow in the footsteps of former Bulldog Dak Prescott, another hot topic in Hoover. How confident is this team in new defensive coordinator Todd Grantham? Grantham, who comes to MSU from Louisville, where he molded the Cardinals defense into a top unit in the country. He has a reputation of bringing physical and mental toughness to programs, and he's faced with the task of becoming the fourth defensive coordinator in 4 seasons for the Bulldogs. Now, while this state defensive bunch has been through a number of transitions, Coach Dan Mullen says Grantham's philosophy mirrors that of his own.
He has an extremely high bar for the players, and he will not bend. He's going to make sure, not just in the physical and mental toughness aspect of it, but also in the technical and the discipline side of playing defense. And he's going to make sure you live up to that bar, and that's what we've been seeing. That's what I've seen out of him so far.
Mississippi State allowed more than 31 points per game last season. Now a little bit closer to home, Delta State preparing for its upcoming football season. After coming off a 4-6 2016 year, the Statesmen are eager to get things going this fall with a handful of games to be played on TV. The GSC Game of the Week program returns this year with 10 games that will be played on ESPN3 and the ESPN app. This year, Delta State will be featured 3 of those 10 times, the most of any other Gulf South team. The Green and White's appearances include its November homecoming game, along with 2 games coming in September. First, on the 23rd at Shorter. Then it's 2 weeks in a row for the Statesmen with another appearance on September 30th for the Battle for the Bell at Mississippi College. And finally, as mentioned, in November on the 11th, homecoming. That's when DSU hosts Florida Tech. But that's not all coming out of Cleveland today. A trio of Statesman ballers receiving high honors during this offseason. The National Association of Basketball Coaches named its honor court today, giving praise to those who excelled both academically and athletically this past season. Representing the Green and White, senior James Kilpatrick, a sports management major, averaging more than 8 points per game last year. Alongside Kilpatrick, 2 juniors. First, John Cornish, who played in all 32 games for the Statesmen, and an accounting major. And wrapping up the bunch, Cedric Harper, the Tallahassee native, who shoots nearly 75% from the field. Each of those students must have maintained a 3.2 GPA or higher to be considered. Now back to the gridiron we go. Vicksburg native and 2-time Super Bowl champ Malcolm Butler has had a busy offseason, coming home for his annual camp last week, knowing that he'd be a Patriot this coming season. But the future for Butler, that's what's still unknown. There were trade talks after Butler took a visit to the Saints. That one, however, not working out, as New Orleans would have had to give up one of their top draft picks for the cornerback. So he'll stick with the Patriots and become an unrestricted free agent after this season. And for now, Butler says he's just focused on New England.
You know, I felt all kind of ways, but I'm with the New England Patriots, and, everybody has a job to do. There's jobs everywhere, and wherever I'm at, I'm going to go do that job to the best ability. I'm with New England, that's my team, and, we'll be ready to roll this year. I know I'll be unrestricted free agent after the season's over, but I'm just gonna play my season out with my team, and whatever happens from there happens.
Butler will earn a base salary of $3.9 million this season. Now sticking with the big leaguers, Cowboys running back Ezekiel Elliott allegedly involved in an incident at a Dallas nightclub this weekend in which a man was hit in the nose. Elliott isn't listed as a suspect, but the NFL and Cowboys do plan to conduct an investigation. This all coming after Elliott, the 2016 NFL rushing champ, remains under investigation for an alleged domestic violence incident last summer with his former girlfriend. No word yet on whether there will be a penalty from the league. However, some good news involving that Cowboys organization, as wide receiver Lucky Whitehead is just that, very lucky and breathing easy after a tense night wondering whether he'd get his dog back. Whitehead's pit bull puppy named Blitz was taken from his home along with some shoes and bags while he was away in Florida last week. The drama unfolded when Whitehead started getting phone calls demanding he cut a check if he wanted to get Blitz back alive, but he refused to pay that $10,000 ransom without first getting proof that the dog was okay. The 25-year-old tried to get detectives on the case, but they weren't able to trace the dog napper's phone. For now, Whitehead is just happy to have Blitz back at home. What a perfect name for a football star. That's going to wrap it up for sports. We'll be right back after the quick break.